We're working on a sewing circle project, and all of us are working on different pieces, and so when it gets together it's going to be one big image. I'm working on this little UFO. I've never sewn before, so this is brand new to me, but it's pretty cool. It's neat to get to work on something like this.
I'm interested in materials and objects that have these histories of use that in some ways maybe impart stories or tell us something a little bit about ourselves. I've really been thinking a lot about things that fly. I started really first and foremost thinking of the birds that are part of my clan. And so I started with heron and hawk and killdeer and snipe. And then I started thinking, well, what about the other things that fly? My dad was a Boeing engineer, so I instantly thought I needed to include the 747, and then I thought that this was a really important iconic image, so I started including like the space shuttle, and I started thinking about drones.
Currently I'm working on a drone. It's a really cool pattern. I saw it and I really liked it. I was like, it's a bit of a challenge. So I was like, why not? We'll try it out. I think it's kind of awesome. You know, I think it's always cool when you see a bunch of people coming together collaborating on something.
I picked out this bird because I've always really liked birds and their wings, and I thought it'd be really pretty to do this kind of stitching on it and make it really pop out.
I'm Seneca, which is one of the 6 tribes that make up the Iroquois Nation, and we have our creation story is about Sky Woman, and she falls from the sky and she's supported in this new place that we come to call Turtle Island by a motley crew of animals. And so in our community, we refer to animals as our first teachers.
Her stories are pretty interesting.
I'm stitching an eagle with red thread, and I really like birds.
It reminds me of my grandma because she really did like hummingbirds.
It's a chance for us to be able to express our own art. Like some people are experimenting with different threads on the same little piece. Like they'll do one part with one thread color and then another part with another thread color. So I think it's really interesting to see how everyone has their own way of working with needles and thread.
Right now I'm working on a spaceship with a cotton candy thread, and it's coming up pretty good. I think I feel that like I'm kind of excited because I've never done this before. This is the first time I've ever done this, and it's like with people I know too, and it's just pretty fun.
When your head is down and you're working with something as familiar as cloth, I think that it's easier sometimes to talk and share with your neighbors and learn different things about them. When I was a student at the Institute of American Indian Arts, the Institute of American Indian Art Museum was actually located on this campus, so I have a little history here. But I think it's also really important for our indigenous communities to know that there's all types of ways of making work and communicating something about our contemporary experience. And so it's really meaningful for me to be here in this community and be participating with other young Native artists.
I think that it allows people to get to know each other better and maybe connect on a more intimate level.
I'm working on a glider, as you can see right now. I think this is neat because my dad's a pilot, so gliding was one of his favorite things to do. I think it's important to collaborate with people when you're working with your art. It's nice to get feedback on it, and it's nice to incorporate people.
The collaboration is significant because I never have the chance to work with other people. It's really nice.
I love doing art, so I think it's fun and it helps me.
It's fun. Art is important in our culture.
It's your own voice.
It's kind of like a representation of what's happening in the world, and that's why we need art.
Art is all around us.
You can see what you're good at and what you need to improve on.
Let's take time to sew out your feelings, and it's actually really, really cool.
It teaches me patience and that everything's going to be fine and all these different things in my life, and that helps hold me together.
Yeah, I think that if you can get people to work with you in your art, that's more power to you because, I mean, what not to make art for, but for people.